Hello everyone. In this video I will walk you through Open Policy Agent or the Gatekeeper. This is one of the very important topics for Certified Kubernetes Security Specialist exam. So let's get started. So this is about introduction and installation. So Gatekeeper or the OPA is interchangeable, but like just to give you some more idea, Gatekeeper is a customizable admission webhook for the Kubernetes, and that enforces policies executed by the Open Policy Agent. So Gatekeeper is the component that we install on Kubernetes, and which is under the hood is using Open Policy Agent, and this is a policy engine which is from cloud native environments hosted by CNCF corporation. And so Gatekeeper is using OPA Agent, and that will enforce policies, and it's completely agnostic to the platform or the technology that you use. It's based on the YAML, so when you submit something to Kubernetes API server, right, so that will check, you can make rules, and it will check like within pod this should be the label, or this image should belong to this, and this many replica count. So you actually do the check on the YAML level, and so that's why it's agnostic to the Kubernetes or any other technologies. So it can be used in any kind of project wherein you have to check some policies or something which is based on the YAML format. And the way we install is we just directly run this kubectl apply and take this gatekeeper.yaml, and it will apply, it will install that into your cluster. And there are three links. One is this playground, which is given by Open Policy Agent, and you can find a lot of examples. So there are like examples for all different kind of like access control and voice, so and the Kubernetes. So here, if I just click Kubernetes, you will see a couple of examples, so you can take a look later on. And this is the home page for the Open Policy Agent, and if you come to documentation, you can read more about how it works and all. And the last is the install for the the Gatekeeper install. So if you want to separately install, but most of the time it's directly installed using this particular link. So I will install this onto my cluster. So I copy this and go to the console. So I am just into an empty directory, so I'll be creating a couple of files as well, but anyway, so I'll install Gatekeeper first. So this will go ahead and fetch the required YAML, all those things. So you will see there are a lot of custom resource definitions, resource quota, namespace, all those things it has installed. And once that is installed, I can go ahead with the demo part. So first I'll take a couple of examples like what you can enforce. So it's as I mentioned, it's like at the YAML level. So first example is I'm taking is pods must have team and environment labels. So this so there are two conditions which I have said. Every pod must have a team and environment label. So for that to work, there are two things which we have to remember. There is something called kind equal to constraint template. So this is a constraint template. So first we define the template, and it's a constraint, so like it's a kind of enforcement. So you will see this is a kind equal to constraint template, and after that you can give any name to your constraint template. So I am saying required labels constraint template, and you can specify all the details, and then inside the targets portion you specify the, like this is a Rego language, and this Rego language is actually checking inside whether the pod has the labels or not, but that actual labels will come in the template. That is the next step. So I can just copy paste this full YAML. So I'm creating a YAML file first. I am creating a YAML file first, and then I am creating the constraint template, and you can ignore this part, delete. This is just there, sometime it's there from my previous run, so I just want to make sure that I delete and recreate it so that it's fresh, and even if you want to repeat the same steps, you will have the exact same experience as I am having. So I'll copy this and paste it. So the file is created. Now the last step, creating the constraint template, required labels. So as you can see, the constraint template has been created. So next part which comes is once you have the constraint template and there is a name, right? So there is a name which I gave in previous step, and then that will have a constraint, which is the actual object. So previous one was the blueprint, and this is the actual object, which will define the actual values and all. So you don't have to hard code that in your constraint template. So herein I am saying that if it is a kind of pod, it must have these two labels. So this is basically the whole thing is. So just use the constraint template and make a constraint. So I'll copy this and I'll just create this constraint. So I'll paste that. So now in this step I'll create the constraint. So my constraint has been created. And finally I will do some test also, but before that I want to show you this part, that now we have created a couple of objects, right? So you can actually get those objects by running this command, like kubectl get constraint template. Then you will see the name of the constraint template. So there is only one, and then you can describe the constraint template, and then you can actually get the required labels constraint template, and then there is an object inside that which you can get, and you can do a describe as well. So this will give you the violations, the pod which doesn't have those two labels. So it will become more obvious if I run this. So I'll copy this and paste it. So first I'll just walk you what was the first. So when I do kubectl get constraint template, I can see one constraint template which I created, and then I can see the you can just like go further and then you can describe that constraint template. Next you can just get the whether this type has any constraint. So I get one constraint, and you can see more information. There are like 25 violations, and if you do a describe, it will give you like in detail all the 25 violations. So this is the last command, which is like usually we use in the production and all. So if I do kubectl describe, I can see all the pods which are violating that constraint. So next I will just to showcase, I will be creating a pod which is which does not have those two labels. So I have just given one label to start with, team equal to IT. This environment label is missing, so this should actually complain. So you can see you must provide the labels env. So it has successfully deducted that there is a label team already present. And now I will just satisfy that condition by providing those two labels, team equal to IT and environment equal to something. So these two should be, value can be anything. So this time it has gone successfully because I have provided those two labels and the pod has been created. So this is a second example. Herein I am trying to enforce that every deployment should have minimum 3 replicas. So again, I will not repeat all the content like whatever I talked about. So this one I'll go a little bit faster. So I'll first create a constraint template, and this will have a Rego language rule. It will automatically check, like it will check inside deployment whether how many replicas are there, and it will tell you how many replicas are missing. So this is first part. So constraint template has been created, and second part, which is the constraint, actual constraint, which will check within the deployments how many replicas are. So I'm saying minimum 3 should be there, and I'll create this constraint. So constraint has been created. Now similar, we can you can see all the objects. So if you do describe, it will show you the violations, how many deployments have less than 3. And finally I will just do some tests. So herein I am trying to create a replica with two replicas and 1 deployment, and there's another which 3. So first one should fail and second one should pass. So first one, as you can see, it's error failed to create deployment. denied the request, you must provide one more replica. So it has calculated how many you need. So I gave 2, so it was able to do like 3 minus 2, one more is required. So now I'm trying to create with 3. So 3 replica deployment has been successful. So this is the last example. All images must come from trusted registries. So again, same pattern. First, constraint template. So constraint template has been created, and next there should be a real constraint, and that in this real constraint I am checking whether the pod, the image is coming from docker.io. So if anything other than docker.io, it will complain. So I'll copy this, paste it here. So my constraint also has been created, and now I will this is just for illustration. It will give you like all the objects that are there, and you can do a describe. It will tell you the violations, all the images which are not from docker.io. And last, I'll run the test. So first I will because I created a required label, so I just delete this required labels because I'm creating a pod. So I don't have to give labels this time, and then I will just create pods like first pod from docker.io, which should pass. Second one I'm giving, but I'm not specifying docker.io, even though the default is docker.io, but this is to illustrate that it's all YAML based, right, which I talked about in the first slide, that this is all YAML based syntax checking. And third, this should also fail because I'm trying to pull in some image from gcr.io. So first one pass and last 2 will fail. So okay, so this path, right? So first one passed because docker.io. Second one failed also because there is docker.io is missing in the path. And last one, gcr, should also fail because this is also other than docker.io. So that's all. This is the last step if you want to perform cleanup and you don't want to run into any issues. Deleted all the objects. So that's all I wanted to cover for Open Policy Agent or the Gatekeeper. Thanks for watching. Bye.